It's the Country Roads Challenge. Let's just dive in and see what they've got waiting for us. Corn Dog, kill the boss walker. I believe that there's a cornfield here that they can hide in, which is interesting. Rosita is our weekly hero. I'm going to give her the Champion Assault Rifle Code Orange. I think it's probably the best weapon for assaults. Not to say that there aren't other great ones like Decimator, Bulldozer Shotgun, but this is one that I always go to. Carol is also coming along. Fantastic leadership trait that she's got. And Ezekiel as well. He's bringing the S-pole. Come on. And we're just, just going to see what we got sort of going on here, basically. Let's do it. So I'm bringing Guardian Carol and Ezekiel. They're two great heroes that I very often leave on the bench. And I don't think they deserve that. So, we can see right from the off one aspect of Rosita's leadership trait in action. That is, if you hit multiple targets, you can make a short movement afterwards. If you're attacking only a single target, your damage is massively increased. Now we can hear that there is movement going on in here, in that cornfield. Ezekiel, actually, I think might be a very, very good choice for this particular mission. I hadn't intended that, but the fact that he can preemptively defend himself... Yeah, good. Might make him actually a really good choice. Things can just jump out at you. So I think it's a good one to bring along. It's worth noting, of course, that once we had killed those two boss walkers, the mission ended. So that's all you got to do. You've got to kill those. So maybe if you can do something like get them on fire straight away, it doesn't matter if they hide. They're still going to be taking damage turn after turn. There is a threat counter, so if you can keep that down, that will make things a little bit easier on you, especially in the later levels. So maybe you could consider bringing silent weapons if you've got those. Rosita, of course, is an assault character. Most of the weapons that she's going to be using are noisy. There's a handful that are silent, but maybe you could bring somebody who can reduce threats, just the same as staying silent. Again, big scary walkers. I really think that if you've got incendiary weapons, setting those targets alight is a very good idea, because if they do go and duck into that cornfield, you don't have to go and try and flush them out. And don't forget, kill the big walkers, the mission ends. Don't have to kill everything on the board. Search the camper van and get out. Yeah, let's just use the same team. I don't recognize this mission. Normally I kind of recognize them by name. Oh yeah, this one. Okay, yeah, this one doesn't come along very often. Interesting. No, let's not make any noise. Go get him, Zeke. Okay, so you clear what's on the board straight away, and then you've got to start opening that door. You can see that because it's glowing red, bad things are going to happen as soon as you start messing around with it. I'm going to stay on Overwatch here. At this level, we can still just kill everything, but we're not going to make any more noise if we do it that way. Let's do that. Let's do that. Now, does a big scary appear as soon as we open that door? Yes, 2 big scaries appear. So you're going to have to be ready for these guys. And then, of course, you're going to have to fight your way back to the truck. There's a couple of ways that you could do this. You could stay as a team, like we've done. You could send the other guys back here. So you've only got to get one person across the map. You're going to have to deal with those big scary types that come out. I think that that's a pretty good map for ranged characters. The only exception to that statement is, of course, that there's a threat counter So if you had melee characters or characters that reduce threat, that might make things a little bit easier. For the most part, it's normal walkers that you're dealing with, but there are a couple of tanks that will jump out at you, so you better be ready for them. You don't have to necessarily kill them. After you've opened that door, you just got to get to the exit. So maybe what you could do is you could distract those walkers with the Whisperer's Mask, or flares, or otherwise maybe use a character like Beta or Huntsman Daryl so that you can just slide past, or a Bruiser with a CRM axe so that you can just rush past them without them having a chance to grab you. Bloody barn. Find the loot, get out. Okay, I think that we're bringing Glenn. No, we're not, because he's hurt. Screw you, Glenn. Let's just use this team. Kind of enjoying using this team. I'm really enjoying using Carol, breaking her out of the box, getting her off the bench, because she is a great character. I don't tend to use her much unless it is survivor battles in Guild Wars, but she's a much more capable character than that. She deserves to be used. Okay, there we go. So quite simple, really. There's not a huge count of walkers to start off with. You should be able to deal with them. It's kind of a smallish map, but not so small that ranged characters are at a huge disadvantage. Does have a threat counter, so keeping it quiet or using threat-reducing weapons does have its advantage. I think Glenn is a really good bet for that one, provided that you haven't severely injured him and he has to stay on the bench, like I did. Not a too tricky mission, but if you do have a drama with it, or any other specific mission, just say so, and either I or somebody else in the community, I'm sure, will be able to help you. Don't forget to activate that free gift that you got for the update. Unlimited gas means that you don't have to spend anything to get through these missions. Double XP means you're getting some massive rewards for doing this. Open the gate. I never use Beta. I'm going to use him, and I'm going to use the chainsaw, and that is solely because he looks like an insane badass. I have no real plan for how I'm going to use this chap, but it's Beta. Look at him. Like I said, I don't tend to use Ezekiel as much as I really should. I don't tend to use Carol as much as I should. They deserve some love. They deserve to be used. Good man. Well done. And of course, because we're attacking multiple targets, I get to move afterwards. And you can see why that's kind of a benefit when you're using melee characters. I'm attacking a single target there, therefore Deadly Tactics kicks in. And we cause more damage, probably getting a kill when we otherwise wouldn't. Okay, that was just funny. I mean, I don't know what to say about that. There's a threat counter. It looks like there's a threat counter on all of these missions. So at least that's uniform. At least that's easy to remember. You can make things easier by not bringing more walkers down on you. What can I say? When you got one of those missions where you've got to interact with something for a while, and we had one earlier where you got to open the porta cabin. If you have Connie or Yumiko on your team, they can still be of benefit. Their leadership trait still kicks in even if they're occupied. Same, I guess, with Beta as well. You still can rack up knock-knock points. Heroes like that can still be useful even if they're completely occupied. Search the back room and get out. I'm using this team again. I wouldn't recommend this as the single most powerfully effective team that's ever been created, because they're not. Mostly just bringing these guys along for fun. Oh, go on, chop down that tank. Cool. Okay, well, that wasn't from a threat counter, so I guess those guys just turn up. Let's get opening that door. So that door, it doesn't take too long to open it up. Looks like walkers are going to flood out of the bottom right of the map. Regardless, I'm wondering, now that the threat counter is... Now that we've opened that door, sorry, are they still going to keep on pouring out? No. So I'm guessing that they stop doing that once you have opened that door. So that's kind of nice. It's good to know that. It means that you can just clear the room, get to the exit. Could be that Beta is actually a good choice because, of course, he has that ability to just glide past walkers and herd them. Otherwise, Walker's Mask, weapons like the S-Pole, which can hurt enemies, flares. Good choices. All good choices. Just distract those enemies. Remember, it's not about killing absolutely everything that doesn't breathe. You just got to get to the exit. You've got to focus on the objectives, and that will really help. You can get caught up trying to just massacre your way to victory, but if that's not the victory condition, then, you know, you might find yourself in a bit of a bind. Farmhands, kill all walkers. We're doing it. I'm really enjoying using Beta with the old chainsaw. Kind of seems like he's just rushed into a barn somewhere and grabbed it. Cool. Why aren't you crippled? Should be. Let's go here. Go here, and that means that we stay out of range of this guy. So is everything on the board already, or are we going to get walkers coming in? We're going to get walkers coming in. Okay. Okay. So bottom, right, top, left. So normally I'd be about trying to find a safe space. Now, I don't know. I'm going to go here, just in case more try to come out of here. I'm wondering if we can spawn block them. Either we're spawn blocking them, or they only come out on that first turn. I'm not sure which. But generally speaking, even though we're going to have some walkers coming out close to where we are, getting down into this corner and just holding the line there, it's probably not a bad idea. Yeah, I think ranged walkers are a good choice here. That's going to get trickier. As you go up to higher difficulties, they will introduce more unique walker types. Maybe even actually just plain old more walkers as well. Just a greater number of them. It's not too tricky on these early difficulties. It might get very hard later on. And we're back to the start. So that's what we've got. Interesting little mission set. Some missions that I haven't seen for a long time, so it's going to be fun to tackle those. I don't think it's too challenging a set, but I think that some of these are going to get tricky as we get further in, as we get to higher difficulties. So if you do have any dramas, just say so. I'm sure somebody can help. If not me, somebody else. But good luck to you. Good luck to your guild. Here's hoping that you get a good score, and I will catch you in the next video.